Welcome, loves, everybody that's joining in now. We're slowly settling into the opening of Orientation Week for the Rose Shamanism training. Just letting the community know that we're live and that we are together. So if you've got some beloveds, some friends that you want to bring into this space today to have a practice, to tune in with the audio, we're going to be diving into rewiring the attachment bonding and how this works with the Rose Integrative therapy method. So thank you for bearing with me to be sharing this. So I'm just inviting you, wherever you're calling in from, taking this opportunity to reflect on the mother of all life, to reflect on your feminine energy and to come into your breath as we slowly settle into this space together today. So beloveds, for everybody that's slowly trickling in and watching live, this is the opening of Orientation Week, which is diving into the somatic science of the way the rose heals and supports individuals to reawaken their intuitive intelligence that's inherent. It's reclaiming all of the exiled parts of the feminine back into wholeness. So I'm inviting you now just to close down your eyes, to connect in to your heart as I share a song to open up this space and give thanks to the medicine of the rose and her powerful teachings as plant medicine, and how much she does for our bodies and our beings. Rosita shamankuna kaya di 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 di. Rosita shamankuna kaya di 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 di. Rosita medicina shamankuna kaya di 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 di. Rosita shamankuna kaya di di di. We're giving thanks to this beautiful moment on this full moon to celebrate and open up and activate this beautiful community, and giving thanks to the medicine of the rose, to the Divine Mother that weaves us all in, and Mother Earth, our truest mother of all. So welcome into this space, beloveds. So I'm going to invite you to just become aware of your body right now. Maybe how you're entering into listening to this talk and this mini practice with me today. Just first and foremost, how are you? And reflecting on your own attachment styles within relationships. Maybe you're aware of this, maybe you're just getting into contact with knowing how this works for you and what really shows up as a dominant trait within your relationships. So the context to this whole talk today and this opening for the orientation week is in the theme and the thread of reclaiming the innate intuitive intelligence of the body. So throughout the generations, these parts of ourselves have been exiled, they've been dismissed, disconnected from, and this is really coming into our relationship with the earth. And that first secure attachment bond comes from Mother Earth, our gravitational pull. This is what retrains our heart rate, our nervous system back into coherence in a healthy form, so we can be in our best selves and thrive and really build on those internal resources of emotional intelligence and the frequency of love. So throughout the generations, we've been disconnected from this reality that the feminine, the intuitive intelligence of our body, our receptivity, our empathy, our capacity to resource with nature and be in this reciprocal dynamic with nature for our own well-being and our own growth, has been veiled to us through all of the colonized beliefs of the patriarchal system. And this is still very much operating in the world today. There's so many layers of this that is still existing in everybody's dynamic and relationship to the feminine. And this shows up in personal relationships, how our actual reflection is, how your relationship is towards the earth. Is that based within an attachment style of avoidant? Is that based within an attachment style of anxious? This all relates back to that first experience of our bonding with nature, that most people have not had a good example of that. If you've grown up in a family dynamic where they have been disconnected to the feminine, that they haven't embraced those qualities inside of themselves, this is what gets reflected later on in your dynamics, and this is how it shows up with different imbalances and can prevent you from having this deep, secure relationship with yourself, and that requires the emotional resources and our intuitive intelligence to feel that greater sense of wholeness and to be able to be rooted into the earth through all moments of our life. So attachment is the ability to make emotional bonds with others, and it starts from birth, in the womb, or even earlier in life. And as I mentioned, this has a play to the effect and the impact of generational traumas that are built up in the nervous system through your ancestral lineages. So this is a really good place to already start and become really aware of where you're at in relationship to the earth, in relationship to the feminine. What was your initial role models for this within your life? How did your parents relate to each other and respond to each other? How did they relate and respond to the feminine inside of themselves? And this already gives you an understanding and a codex of what is moving in your body and what you're working with to reclaim. Because we are in the time of feminine reclamation. The awakening has already taken place. We're in a journey of everybody returning back into that inherent wisdom of our body that doesn't change, it's unchangeable, it's just been blocked off and limited from different belief systems and emotional woundings that have built up throughout the generations and within your own life. So what can affect this emotional bond, as I mentioned, can be trauma, can be emotional neglect, early separation from parents, and just inconsistency, a lack of emotional response. And this is so common in the world today, in what we exist within. We live in a patriarchal system that hasn't supported this more subtle, sensitive aspect of us as human beings. The opposite. It's putting more stimulation and pressure upon these aspects of ourselves, our innate empathy, that causes quite often this build-up of hardening these shells around us to prevent us from feeling everything, because our bodies are actually so receptive. We're picking up on things all the time. But to be able to cope and manage in a society that we live within that hasn't been built and operated to really care for that and honor it, the first step is reclaiming that for yourself and coming back into that secure attachment with the earth, where you can find that greater coherence within your body from any triggers or coping mechanisms that still arise within your life in relationship to attachment, bonding and styles, and how you connect into relationships. So the rose medicine, it retrains and rebuilds this neurological pathways in your body to secure attachment. She helps you remember these innate parts of yourself so that you can come back into that center, that part of you consistently over time, where it's rebuilding neural pathways into a place that you're just there and you're living in a secure attachment, principally because you've embraced and you have a secure attachment with your feminine energy, with Mother Earth, with your body. There's no more dismissal, rejecting, denial taking place with these feminine aspects of your life and the way our biology has been made and brought to us by the goddess herself. So to share with you all a little bit about attachment styles, to give you some information if you're really just stepping into this knowledge and understanding of yourself. There are 3 principal attachment styles that can show up, and quite often we can go through a different dynamic of these depending on each person that you may relate with, if it's your family, if it's co-workers, if it's partnerships. So you can listen to these descriptions and get a little bit of an idea and intuitively connect into what is your style, what is your more dominant operating system. And when we're reflecting on this, it's a reminder of everything that I shared before, that often these dominant operating systems are simply because they've been inherited from the generations before. It's how your grandparents related to each other, it's how your parents related to each other. But more importantly, it also comes into those first experiences, key experiences that took place in your life, that may be created an imbalance with this, as I mentioned, trauma or any emotional neglect, which is all relevant, you know, to the context of your own life. So this is really just a simple, sweet introduction into this element and teaching and study of working with the Rose Integrative Therapy method, and how you support people with the Rose to consistently feel that sense of security inside of themselves, which is so needed in this world today. So the anxious attachment is the term of preoccupied attachment. It can also be used, or anxious ambivalent, but they are usually needy and often with a lower sense of self-esteem, that they come up quite often with fear in their system from any attachment bondings that are being created, if it's new relationships, if it's a style that you already have with your family. And avoidant attachment is, other known as dismissive attachment. And this is the opposite. It's when you're not needy and you normally struggle to build closeness and intimacy within relationships, and you crave freedom, distance. And secure attachment style is where you have a great capacity to empathize and set boundaries in a healthy way to create a safe and stable environment for that relationship to blossom. So it's coming from a place of a great sense of self-worth and being able to emotionally express yourself and your feelings and easily ask for your needs to be met. So this is where the rose comes in different elements, with supporting the rewiring of attachment styles in the way that she builds that innate sense of self-worth through her high frequency of her plant medicine. When you're interacting with her in your body and on a cellular level, she's reshifting the memories inside of you to come back into that deep sense of self-worth that is inherent inside of us, that is our relationship to the earth, Mother Nature. And so this already gives you an amazing foundation, and individuals, they're just given a direct transmission from the plant herself to be able to feel this inside of them. And so for anybody that knows, is moving through trauma recovery and has experienced traumatic experiences in their life, emotional neglect, having this foundation of knowing how to really feel and connect with that deeper sense of self-worth is one of the first seeds in what the rose brings in. And she gives you a boost of emotional intelligence and shifting the way that your mind works and operates, which is where she rebuilds the neural responses in your body from your nervous system, from getting triggered in any coping mechanisms that have related to anxious or avoidant attachment styles. And she slowly brings it all the way back into the secure relationship of your self-worth. And from that place of being able to support you with building and developing more emotional intelligence in your life, this gives you a greater capacity to really speak up and know what your needs are when you're no longer disconnected or disassociated from your body, that you've rebuilt this trust in your inherent instincts and intuition. You have a capacity to empathize with yourself and communicate in a healthy way through this high frequency of love. So this is a really, really powerful tool for all the practitioners that are watching the replay of this live, and everybody that's here with me now. If you're working with a client that has had this consistently come up and they struggle to feel that sense of inner security with them, this is where the rose comes in. Even just simply from half an hour of working with her, even bringing some rose oils, different elements that I teach in the Rose Integrative Therapy method to apply this into your clients' lives. They can already get this transmission from Mother Nature herself. Yeah, so it's a powerful, powerful tool that we can rely on, nature-based methods to help us to really come back into a supportive space of intimacy, where we can really build intimacy and blossom from that place and have better, healthier relationships. But this, as I mentioned, comes back into that first collective wounding of your relationship to the earth, your relationship to the feminine. So this is where it starts, in really opening up your reflection in that way. So tomorrow Thursday, I will be sharing about mother parts and this relationship to the collective traumas in humanity, and this will open up a deeper understanding of this element within you. For now, I invite you to step into a practice with me and already receive a download, a transmission of this shift inside of you in the way that the rose supports to bring you back into a secure attachment with life and yourself. So inviting you to just close your eyes and connect back in with your breath. And really taking a big, deep inhale and sighing out wherever you are. And just calling in all parts of yourself here in the now. And inviting you to reflect as you're feeling your body, and you're drawing your awareness into your body, into your heart, into the base. When you reflect on yourself right now, how do you feel your body? How do you feel your nervous system? And from here, simply reflecting on a relationship that is close to you. Maybe it's family, your partner. And feeling and sensing this dynamic, so visualizing it in your mind's eye. How do you relate to intimacy with this person? And maybe that's just simply seeing if you draw closer, if you step further away, if you stand steady. So just breathing gently, being sweet with yourself and life. And from this place, I'm going to invite you to come into your heart and visualize a rose blossoming there. And allowing whichever color presents itself. And just allowing your imagination, your curiosity in this space. And you see this rose. And you see this rose traveling down now from your heart into the base of your body. And connecting in with your root chakra, which is related to this first inherent bond that we have with Mother Earth, with this gravitational pull as a resource to retrain the system. So visualizing the rose there in your root chakra, the base of your spine. And connecting and feeling the presence of the earth. Maybe you're already out in nature, maybe you're at home, but just simply feeling that pull, this gravitational pull. And breathing from this place. And as you're seeing this beautiful rose blossoming even more in your root chakra, once again connecting into that memory of a relationship in your life that you wish to bring into greater harmony and to have a more healthy, balanced attachment style with. And I'm going to invite you to just feel that the rose is spreading through these memories from your root chakra. And inviting you to even say within yourself that you welcome the balance and the harmony of this attachment within your life, this bond, this intimate relationship. And if emotions or sensations arise, maybe there's slight triggers in the nervous system, or you're noticing your body, coming back to that gravitational pull with the earth. And feeling the difference of maybe how you view and witness these memories or this visualization of this relationship in your life. And how do you move, how do you feel yourself when you're rooted and grounded into this gravitational pull with the earth herself? And as you're resting there in your root chakra, visualizing this beautiful rose, and you're embracing all the dynamics of this particular relationship that you've brought up to rewire, feeling and sensing as if there is loving words coming. There's a greater sense of compassion. How would you communicate from this deep-rooted relationship to the earth? And if you're experiencing maybe elements of resistance and your body, your nervous system is reflecting to you experiences that have taken place, just being very sweet and gentle. We're not diving in too deep in this space. It's simply a sweet practice to become more aware. And to acknowledge, I invite you to acknowledge these sensations, maybe giving it a name, a color, a shape. As I invite you to ask this question to your body, as you're visualizing this rose in your root chakra, how is my relationship to the earth and the feminine? What is my predominant attachment style at this time in relationship to the earth and the feminine? And from here, I'm going to invite you to witness this rose that's been in your root chakra being brought down into the earth, and you come all the way deep down, feeling as if you have roots extending out from your body, all the way deeper and deeper down into the core of the earth, as if you're feeling the heartbeat of the mother herself. And feeling and sensing as if you were placed upon the earth, you were sat outside in nature, feeling this gentle hum and this rhythm, and feeling yourself arriving into the unconditional love of Mother Earth, your inherent sense of self-worth and relationship and intimacy with her. And with your next breath, I'm going to invite you to breathe up that energy into your roots, where you've let go of this rose, and just feeling and sensing this light arriving into your pelvis and the base of your spine. And feeling and sensing the difference in your body, these subtle changes. Maybe your breathing has become more deep. Maybe you hear some gurgles and small responses from the body of your parasympathetic nervous system being activated. And from here, I invite you to witness this light rising up into your heart as I invite you to reflect and feel this quality of unconditional love from the Mother of all life, and feeling this white light in your heart, soothing your heart and these relationships, these attachments, soothing all the memories of everything that took place before this moment, soothing all the lineage connections from your ancestors, and feeling this quality of serenity, compassion, and feeling that it's exuding out and expanding out from your heart, through your chest, down into your hands. And here I invite you to place 1 or 2 hands on your heart, and taking this moment to share these affirmations with yourself. That I embrace the wholeness of my feminine energy. I reclaim my intuitive wisdom. I reclaim my secure attachment to the earth. And taking this moment to give thanks to yourself for setting this time aside to receive. And when you're ready, just coming back into the space, and maybe it's simply reflecting on this relationship that you brought into this space and feeling how you are now. Just simply maybe feeling how your body is in response to this relationship, feeling and sensing your nervous system, how your breathing is. And I'm inviting us to join in a prayer from this space together as we've expanded the quality of the rose within us, this feminine energy. I invite you from your heart to imagine that this unconditional love is like 1,000 white rose petals being shared with all the beings in the world right now that are needing and to feel this presence of the mother's embrace. To all those that may be suffering and in pain, so they may feel this quality of unconditional love. And I'm bowing down and giving thanks to you wonderful beings, and I'm so excited for this week to be with you more in the live, that we're building this community, activating this space. There will be exclusive offers and content shared with me throughout this week for you all. So share it with your Rose shamanos, and activate this beautiful prayer of reclaiming the full feminine within our bodies and our lives, and supporting those that really need. You can sign up to get these replays straight into your inbox, and tomorrow or the next day, Thursday, there will be the mother parts. So I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. And if you haven't already checked out, there is the Rose Shamanism training starting at the end of April. We're already settling into the beautiful hive of practitioners that are weaving into this year of expansion. And this is just a sweet taster of what will come into your life as you work with the Rose Integrative Therapy method and bring this into more healing spaces and services in the world. So at the end of this orientation week, there will be an exclusive offer to join this training with me. So stay tuned. Make sure you've signed up with the link on this page, and I can't wait to be with all of you more. I'm sending so much love and sweetness, and may you have a really, really wonderful day, blessed in this alignment with the earth, moving from that deep-rooted place of embracing your feminine energy. And if you have any questions, I will be answering these in the lives to come. Sending so much love, and I will see you all again very soon.